Hello. The Google EAT quality guidelines documents start with the page purpose, and what's important regarding search engine optimization from this perspective is that the page should represent in the best way its purpose. According to Google, the purpose of the page could be to share information about a topic, to share pictures, videos, or other forms of media, to express opinion or point of view, to entertain, to sell products or services, and the list goes on. So this is what is regarding SEO. The second thing are so-called YMYL pages, which is translated as your money or your life pages. And basically these are pages that are related with financial topic or medical topic. And the reason is that these pages could have crucial impact on your life, and you can take very serious decisions on basis on information in these pages. And I will show you example of this type of pages. We have on the top the Chicago Bulls website, which is surely not YMYL pages, and the Mayo Clinic and the page for kidney stones diseases, which is your YMYL pages, and the reason and the important thing regarding the SEO, the search engine optimization, is that if a page is YMYL, it should have a better and it should have a greater proof of its expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness to have a higher quality score. And this is understandable, and this is the reason Google wants to make sure that such pages are really trustworthy, and this is the reason they get their quality score harder than other pages. Hello. The next thing that is important for SEO regarding the Google EAT quality guidelines document is the differentiation between the main content of the page, the supplemental content, and the ads. And the basic principles that are standing behind this is that these three parts of the page should support each other and should support the topic of the page. So the supplemental content need to support the main content, and the ads should be related to the main content also. So this is something you want to pay attention when you are building your website structure regarding search engine optimization. And I'll give you example again with the Mayo Clinic website. First, I make a research for kidney stones in google.com, and they are on first place. And then I click on the link. This is a kidney stones web page, and you can see when you open the page, you can see that there is a huge, very long, professional, well-formatted article on the topic of kidney stones. And there is a lot of rich media in the article, pictures, graphics, etc. Very professional and with great expertise written. The next thing you can see is that the supplemental content is related with the topics of kidney stones. There is separate pages for symptoms and causes, diagnosis and treatment, doctors and departments, and care at Mayo Clinic. And the only minus I have found is that the advertisement next to the article is for furniture, which is absolutely not related with the topic of the page, which is kidney stones. And we can see that the other factors, the main content and the supplemental content, allow to this page to rank on first place, on first page on Google. Hello. The next thing that is important for search engine optimization and that is done by Google researchers according their document is to define the homepage of the website and to find information about who is responsible for the website and who is responsible for the content. And logically, this is have a lot to do with the expertise and authoritativeness of the website and the quality score of the website that the researcher will give. The next line is to find information about us, contact information, and customer service information. Again, I'll give you an example with this clinic website, the YMYL clinic. And on the bottom of the website, you can find this link about this site. And when you open this page, you can see that there is a lot of internal links that have greater information about the website, the accreditation and awards, the medical editors that are creating the content of the website, the corrections policy, privacy policy, reprint permissions, terms and conditions, and a lot of information about the website. So this criteria of for Google quality scores is really on very high level in this website, because you cannot forget that this is YMYL website. And in the right we have customer service info, and it's very thorough info. There are separate pages for healthy living programs, sport medicine, books, YMYL clinic health, letters, medical products, and you can find here really great example from SEO perspective of a website that fulfill this Google EAT quality guidelines criteria in order to rank higher in Google for very competitive terms, competitive terms in the niche. The next thing is the information about us and contact information. We can see that under the About Us page, we have different branches of YMYL Clinic. We have YMYL Clinic, let's say, in Florida, and when you click on Contact Us, you can find all bunch of information about official phone numbers, postal code, street address, and everything that is talking about very trustworthy organization, which is also related with the quality score of the website. And on the last place, we have who is responsible for the content, and you can see that there is a different separate page for medical editors, and we have separate medical editors for different areas of medicine. We have and different problems. We have arthritis, asthma, allergic diseases, etc. And when you click on the name, let's say in this case I have clicked on James T.C. Lee, PhD, and we have information about this doctor. And if a Google researcher want, it could continue the research, and it could find information about the awards of this doctor, about the patients' reviews about the work of this doctor, etc. So this is a great example from SEO perspective how you can structure the information about the people that are responsible for your content, about us information, service information, contact information of the website, and you can be sure that this will get you to the top of the rankings. Hello. When a Google researcher wants to give a page, a specific page, quality rating, one of the things that they're doing is reputation research. And basically there are different sources that are looking for reputation, and especially these are the customer reviews. Now, the document itself have a very strict order, step by step, how they will research for the reputation of your website and for the specific page. And this is very important from the SEO perspective, because if you know their way of thinking, you can point the important parts of the optimization and the marketing strategy of the website in order to get really the best result in the Google search results. First, they will find your, they will identify your homepage, and then we'll make a research with in Google, trying to extract your and to exclude your pages from your website from the results. And this is and the reason is that they will try to find sources that are not written or created by the website or by the company itself. And this is understandable because the company sources and the sources that are written by the company always are trying to flattering its services and to present it in a perfect way. So they are looking for articles, reviews, forum posts, discussions, written by people that are outside of the company. And if they have uh, greater authority, it will be the best scenario. Let's say in this case, example is given with bbb.org. It's a Better Business Bureau website, and it has a lot of business reviews from people that are outside of the companies, and it's very good for such type of reputation research. The next thing, they will see if there is a Wikipedia article or news article from well-known news site, and they will specifically search for information for reputation such as awards or forms of recognition, or also controversies and issues. And this is the reason why in SEO is very important to find niches and to find organizations and communities that are well known in your niche, in your topic, and to try to get links, or if you cannot get links, just to try they will mention you in some way, or if there is a magazine that is very famous in your topic, this is one of the ways it will impact the quality score of the website, and it will increase the SEO chances to rank higher in Google. Hello, till now we have covered the upper right corner of the graph of the course, and it's basically understanding the web pages and website. You have learned what is the purpose of the page, why YMYL pages are important, how to understand web page content as Google research are doing it, identifying the main content, the supplemental content, the advertising, and the connection between them that's important for the search engine optimization, and also to understand the website and find the homepage, who is responsible for the website and who is responsible for the content page and content of the page, and how this is important for SEO, and find the about us contact information and how is the best way to structure them and what you should look in this case, and how they are doing the website reputation and how this is connected with the ranking of the website. In the next section, we'll go in the right middle part of the graph, and it's basically the overall page quality rating scale, which is very important. We'll dive deeper and we'll get real examples of high quality pages and highest quality pages that are ranked higher in the most competitive keywords in Google search results. And also we'll look at the real examples for lowest quality pages and all the factors you should be care in order to prevent the worst quality scores and the worst SEO positions. So we are starting now. Subscribe for the course and we'll continue right after. Hello, this is the overall page quality rating scale, and it have 4 major grades, which are lowest, low, medium, high, and highest, and 4 subgrades, which are lowest plus, low plus, medium plus, and high plus. In order to receive one of these grades for your website or the specific page that is triggered by searching in Google, you need the Google will evaluate your website and the page according to its expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthiness, according to its main content quality and amount, and website information about who is responsible for the website, and information who is responsible for the content of the website. Also, they'll look for the website reputation. Is it positive, or is it negative, or is it highly positive? Hello, in this video we will look at the high page quality rating at the high point of the scale, and in order to get this high grade, according to the Google, you need to have a high level of expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. You need to have a high level of satisfying main content. You need to have satisfying website information and information about who is responsible for the content. And of course, you need to have positive website reputation. Now I'll give you a few quick examples for such pages that are ranked as high according to the page quality rating of Google. This is the aestheticsjournal.com. You can see the link above, and this is a page for introduction to medical microneedling. And if you open the page, you see that it has definitely a satisfying amount of main content. It's written by expert in the field, and also the website have very positive reputation. So this is a good example for a page that could be ranked high in the page quality rating, and of course rank higher in Google. So you can look it and you can take some notes about what you can do for your website. The next example is this Wikipedia article about the Siberian Husky, and you can see that the note in the Google document says that the Siberian Husky breed of dog is a narrow topic. Although this encyclopedia landing page has less main content than some encyclopedia pages or on broader topics, it has a satisfying amount of clearly written, high-quality main content. And you can see that also the supplemental content is also related with the topic of Siberian Husky. And this page is ranked high according to the page quality rating scale, and you can see how you can write the articles for your own page with this example. Now, Google states different scenarios in order to evaluate different website and different topics of a website according to its to their purpose. Here are some examples from the document, and they could be useful if you are developing a website or working for SEO for websites on different topics. These are just a few. High quality medical advice should come from people or organization with appropriate medical expertise or accreditation. And this is very important because you already know that this is YMYL page. High quality news articles should contain factually accurate content presented in a way that helps users achieve a better understanding of events. High quality information pages or scientific topics should represent well-established scientific consensus on issues where such consensus exists. High quality financial advice, legal advice, tax advice, etc. should come from expert source and be maintained and updated regularly. High quality advice pages on topics such as home remodeling that will have a great impact on your living situation, or advice on parenting issues which can impact the future happiness of a family, should also come from experts. And the reason is that actually this is a YMYL page. High quality pages on hobbies such as photography or learning to play a guitar also require expertise. Hello! In this video, we'll look at the highest page quality rating scale, and let me show you what Google says you need to have in order to get this highest grade in the page quality rating scale. Google says that you need to have very high level of expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, satisfying main content, quality, and amount, and highly satisfying website information, and information who is responsible for the website, and information who is responsible for the content, and very, very positive website reputation. Let me show you a few examples of such pages. This is a page for the American Civil War. It's in Britannica.com, and you can see, if you open the URL which is above, you can see that this page includes really great written from expert, of course, in history article for the American Civil War, and the supplemental content is full with additional information about the war and the period around the war. And this is a great example for high quality page. The next example is the Ftc.gov. This is a government website, and this is the Federal Trade Commission website. You can open the link above, and you can see that I have posted what Google says about this page. It says that create information website is YMYL page, your money or your life, and it have very high level of EAT for the purpose of the page, very positive reputation of the website, and the command written is that users in United States can obtain free credit reports on this website by providing their social security number, and it's a pointed Wikipedia article that tells that this website is the only federal managed and authorized source for obtaining a free credit report. Hello! In this video we'll talk about the lowest page quality rating, and if you want to get this lowest quality rating and rank nowhere in Google, you should just follow this list. Or opposite, if you want to rank higher in Google, you should avoid and don't do the things in this list. So what is this list? This what makes a lowest quality page. It is a harmful or malicious page or website, true lack of purpose of the page of the website, deceptive page or website, pages or websites created to make money with little to no attempt to help users, pages with extremely low or lowest quality main content, pages of on YMYL websites that are so lacking in website information that it feels untrustworthy, pages or websites created with no expertise, or pages that are highly untrustworthy, unreliable, unauthoritative, inaccurate, or misleading, pages or websites with factually inaccurate content, hacked, defeat, or spam pages, websites that have extremely negative or malicious reputation, violation of the Google Webmaster Guidelines, such as pages on website with little or no original content on the website as a whole, pages or websites created with the sole purpose of promoting hate or violence against a group of people based on different criteria. Here is an example for such a page. The URL is abcnews.com.co, and you can see the screenshot from the page, and what Google says is that the page have harmful purpose, deceptive design, and lowest quality main content, and also the Google claims that this is YMYL page, and the comment written for this page says that this page is deceptively designed to make users believe they're on the official ABC News website. The official ABC logo is copied and used prominently throughout the page, and the URL of the website is very similar to the official site's URL. The article on this website include demonstrably inaccurate content, such as inaccurate news reporting that Barack Obama banned the Pledge of Allegiance. The deceptive website design and inaccurate content can misinform users. This website was created with a harmful purpose. Hello, in this lecture we'll look at the medium in the middle of page quality rating scale, and actually the medium grade is about pages that should get the medium quality rating, and the medium pages achieve their purpose and have neither high nor low expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. However, medium pages lack the characteristic that would support a high quality rating, and occasionally you'll find a page with a mix of high and low quality characteristic. In those cases, the best page quality rating may be medium. And these are here we have two scenarios. The first is when nothing wrong but nothing special, and in this case the page achieves its purpose, however it doesn't merit a high quality rating, nor is there anything to indicate that the low quality rating is appropriate. And the second scenario is mixed but has some EAT, and the idea is that the page or website has some characteristic of both high and low quality pages, but the low quality characteristics are mute enough that the convincing high quality aspects make it difficult to rate the page well. And here we have example of such a page, and this is Baroque Pearl page in a Wikipedia article. And the idea is that this is nothing wrong but nothing special scenario. And the note written in the Google document is that this is a short Wikipedia article about Baroque pearls, very narrow topic. This page is okay for its purpose, but it doesn't display characteristic associated with a higher rating. Hello, in this lecture we'll look at the low page quality rating according Google. And in order to have a low page quality rating according Google, these are the things you shouldn't do actually if you don't want to have this rating. And if the examples till now for high and highest quality ratings was the examples and advice that you can follow in order to get higher rankings, now we'll talk about the things that you shouldn't do and that will lower your positions in the search results. These are if the out of the page of the website doesn't have enough expertise for the topic of the page, if the quality of the main content is low, there is an unsatisfying amount of main content for the purpose of the page, or if the main content is presented but difficult to use due to distracting, disruptive, misleading ads, other content, features, etc., or if there is an unsatisfying amount of website information for the purpose of the website, no good reason for anonymity, and the website has a negative reputation. And these factors we'll thoroughly look in the next video. Hello. Now we'll look deeper in the factors that you should avoid if you don't want to get low page quality rating, and this could lead for worst ranking in the search results. And the first thing is low quality main content. And what this means, according the Google document, is that these are buying papers online or getting someone else to write from them, including inaccurate information such as making up things, stretching the truth, or creating a false sense of doubt about well-established facts, writing quickly with no drafts or editing, failing to cite sources or making up sources that were non-exist, filling the report with large pictures or other distracting content, copying the entire report from encyclopedia or paraphrasing content by changing words or sentences structure here and there, using commonly known facts, for example, Argentina is a country, or people live there, or Argentina has borders, using a lot of words to communicate only basic ideas or facts. For example, pandas eat bamboo, pandas eat a lot of bamboo, bamboo is the best food for panda, bear, etc. Also, unsatisfying amount of main content. The important here is that you need to know is that unsatisfying amount of main content is a sufficient reason to give a page a low quality rating, which basically means that if you have unsatisfying amount of main content, and no matter you can fulfill the other criteria at your best, you again will earn a low quality rating. So this is important. You need to have satisfying amount of main content. Uh, Ads or supplemental content that disrupt the usage of main content can also cause low quality rating, and these are the cases that the ads actively float over the main content as you scroll down the page and are difficult to close. It can be very hard to use the main content in these cases, and interstitial page that redirect the user away from the main content without offering a path back to the main content. Also, you should avoid prominent presence of distracting supplemental contents or ads, and these are the cases when some websites are designed to encourage users to click on the supplemental content that is not helpful for the purpose of the page, or either porn supplemental content or ads containing porn or non-porn pages can be very distracting or even upsetting the users. Also, you should avoid misleading titles, ads, or supplemental content. And these cases are the cases where at first glance the ads or supplemental appear to be main content. Some users may interact with ads or supplemental content believing that the ads or supplemental content is the main content. Ads appear to be supplemental content links where the user would expect that clicking the link will take them to another page within the same website, but actually take them to a different website, or ads or supplemental content that entice users to click with shocking or exaggerated titles, images, ads, or text, and titles of pages or links, text in the supplemental content that are misleading or exaggerated compared to the actual content of the page. In summary, we may say that the low rating should be used for disruptive or highly distracting ads and supplemental content. Misleading titles, ads, or supplemental content may also justify a low rating. Also, negative reputation, and the negative reputation, the issue here is that only by itself the negative reputation is a sufficient reason to give a low quality rating, and evidence of truly malicious or fraudulent behavior warrants the lowest rating. Also, the reason if you will get this low page quality rating is if you're lacking expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness on the topic, and also if you have unsatisfying amount of information about the website, especially for YMYL pages. Hello, I want to give you a quick example of low quality page rating. This is the article in the website newseveryday.com, and you can see the URL. You can open the article. The title is Getting Rid of Toxins After the Holiday Season. It's not as hard as imagined. And this article, according Google, have low quality main content, misleading page title, and lacking expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. The note below the page says the title of the article is misleading and doesn't reflect the actual content of the page. The main content doesn't explain how to get rid of toxins or what the word toxin in the headline refers to. The content also has many problems. The writing quality is poor, and the article includes meaningless statements such as water therapy is one of the easiest ways of beauty regimen since it will give enough moisture on the skin. The article fails to cite sources, and there is no evidence of expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Hello, in this section, we have looked at the page quality rating scale, and you get examples of high quality pages, highest quality pages, low quality pages, lowest quality pages, medium quality pages, and the factors that could lead to these grades. And also you get some examples that can give you ideas what to follow and what to avoid in order to get higher rankings in Google. In the next sections, we'll look for page quality rating tasks and page quality criteria for specific type of pages, and such as encyclopedia pages, ratings for pages with error message, and Q&A pages, and also page quality rating factors. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about whether the EAT quality guidelines apply to a page or to the whole website. According to the document, depending on the page, EAT may be based on the page alone, may be based on the website, or may be based on both the page and the website. Landing page EAT is important when a website has different authors and different pages. This is the case for article websites or websites like YouTube, which have user-generated content. EAT for pages on these websites may differ drastically based on the EAT of the creator of the content of the page. Hello. For encyclopedia pages, you must know that Google will apply the EAT quality guidelines depending on the separate page and on the author itself. Because let's say if we take Wikipedia as example, we have different authors and the quality of the different pages is different. previous in the discourse, we have looked at the Siberian Husky article in Wikipedia, which was high quality, and from the other hand, we have see the Baroque Pearl article in the same site, but from different author that was medium quality. So they will be rated separately. Hello. Ratings for pages with error messages or no main content. In these cases, Google will evaluate how these pages are helpful for the users. We can see here two examples. The first is from low quality page quality rating, and it's about deliberately created with no main content, and characteristic of the page says that watch a month of prominent ads and no attempt to help users. Let's read the comment what this page is about. This example for a page with no main content. You might think that the main content is missing due to a problem with this particular page, but in fact this website has hundreds of pages that look the same way. No main content, just ads. This website shows ads with little or no attempt to help users and should be rated lowest quality. From the other hand, we have another page which is custom 404 message, and the characteristics of the page is that satisfying amount of high quality main content for its purpose is found on the page. Helpful supplementary content that improves the user experience also found on the page, and very positive reputation. What the comment is saying. This is an example for a course custom 404 page. These pages are designed to alert users that the URL they are trying to visit no longer exists. The main content of the page is the cartoon and the search, the caption and the search functionality, which is specific to the content of the website. It is clear that time, effort, and talent was involved in the creation of the main content. This publication has a very positive reputation and is specifically known for its cartoons, which allows us to go as high as High Plus to highest rating. So, as conclusion, if you create or if you need 404 pages on your website or another type of error pages, you should look to not place ads on these pages and just explain the users what they need to know in order that you cannot provide the specific content in this case. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about ratings for forums and Q&A pages regarding the Google EAT quality guidelines. And this is important not only if you are developing forum or Q&A pages, but also if you are trying to take links from such kind of pages. And let's say Quora, this is one of the biggest Q&A websites. It's a good example. And we can see that Google rank these pages again like the encyclopedia pages, page by page, not by the whole website. So the idea is that the different pages have different authors, and furthermore, Google will look according to the document. Google will look for the answers itself for the specific question and for the specific page. How much are they and what is the quality of the answers? So we have here two examples from the document. The first is from a forum about 2002 Volvo parts, and what the comment says that misleading page design and unsatisfying amount of main content for the purpose of the page, and this is the lowest quality rating given for this page. Let's see what Google says and what should be the comment regarding this rating. In this example, the main content is boxed in red. Please read the main content, including the completely unhelpful answer to the question in the red box. This answer is so unhelpful we can consider this question to be unanswered. This page has an unsatisfying amount of main content. In addition to a very unhelpful answer, the page design makes it difficult to distinguish the main content from ads. For example, below the answer, we see a sponsored answer, which has the same format as the real answer, but is actually an ad and not an answer to the question. This page design is somewhat misleading. So it's some kind of tricky web page, and the web designer decide to format the ads the same like the answer, so somebody will accidentally click on them, which is understood by Google as a bad user experience. And plus that we have very poor answer to the question, which leads to the poor main content according to the Google guidelines, and all this leads to lowest possible rating for this page. So in the next example, we have medium one. It's a forum page on how to wash ballet shoes, and it's mixed but with some redeeming qualities. Let's read the comment. This forum is about dance topics, and many pages have experience from a community of ballet dancers. On this particular page, participants have everybody experience washing ballet shoes and make recommendations based on their own experience. This page is mixed because there is some distracting content that makes it hard to read the main content. However, this is not a beauty contest. Even though the page may be cluttered, there is some valuable everyday experience and helpful main content, making medium a good rating for this page. So in this case we have good answers in the forum, and but not so good design, and this leads to confusion. And in the previous lectures you saw that when there is some controversy and there is helpful content, and in the same time there is difficulties in reading content or other design issues, Google will give a medium rating. In the next example, we look at the high and highest example for a forum. It's a forum on KPIs to track. It's obviously a marketing forum. A high level of EAT for the topic and purpose of the page, a satisfying amount of high quality main content. This forum is well known for its community of experts on quality assurance. The responses are authoritative and trustworthy for the purpose of the page. While there are ads on the page, it is easy to find the main content, and they are clearly labeled as sponsored links. So you can see how important it is when you have ads to mark them as sponsor links or ads, and to be clear with the users, and the user could easily understand what is advertising and what is the main content and what is the meaning of the page. And of course you need quality main content, which is the most important, and in the forum and Q&A pages is crucial, and it could lead to a very different results from page to page, depending on the author and depending on the people that decide to answer and their own expertise. Hello. Till now, we have looked at the EAT page or websites, encyclopedia pages, 404 pages, and all different kind of pages that could be evaluated by the Google EAT quality guidelines. So in the next section, we'll look at the understanding mobile user needs. And what specifically this means is that we'll look at understanding the query, local and user location, queries with explicit location, understanding user intent, understanding result blocks, and rating your phone issues. So we're coming next. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about how Google understands mobile user needs. And this is important because if we understand how Google looks on mobile results, we'll be able to build the best SEO strategy in order to rank higher in the mobile search. So Google understand that we can have different purposes and different intentions when using our smartphones. Let's say send a message, watch a video, set alarm, find the gas station, send a tweet, read a book, play a game, read the news, call mom, find an address, etc. and etc. So there is a different type of queries, and the goal for Google is to understand which means what. And let's say the query population of Paris is obviously someone that wants to find the current population of Paris, France, and Starbucks near me means that he wants to find the nearest Starbucks location, find weather information in the user location right now, and common it's obviously call dial the numbers stored for the contact mom on the device. So in different cases we could have a different location for the user, and when you have a specific location we can you can search for something that is in your location, like in the first example that this guy or this girl need to find a hotel for their mom, and they're in Dallas, and obviously they want the hotel also in Dallas. So in the second example, the person need a hotel for its trip to New York, and their location is Dallas, Texas, but the query and the results they need are for New York hotels. Other different perspective is by diversity of the language and diversity of the meanings of specific terms in different countries. Let's say when you say football in Europe, and this means soccer, this means this type of football, and when you say football in US, it means so-called rugby, and this is a different type of sport. So Google need to make the difference between the search from one country and from the another country, when one and the same things means actually have a different meaning in different countries. Also, we have examples with words that have double meaning. In this type, in this case, we have Apple, which means the computer company, and in the fruit in the same time. Also, there is obviously a person's name and a city and in Oklahoma. And what Google states is that there is a different scale depending of the number of people that associating a word with a specific thing. Let's say in this case, according to Google, the dominant interpretation is the computer company, and this is what the most persons are thinking about when they heard Apple and when they search Apple. Common interpretation is the fruit. Common means that less people are thinking about this interpretation when they search for Apple, and person name and city are minor interpretations, and actually they have less value in this case, because very few people would think that Apple is the name of the city or the person's name, etc. So the most important are dominant interpretation and common interpretation. It is very important when you are making your SEO keyword research, or when you are building semantic on or keyword strategy for your website or for your articles, you can surprise yourself earning traffic, let's say, for people that are searching fruits instead of your products. Okay, we have another example for words that have multiple meanings, and we have Mercury and common interpretations are the planet and the chemical element, and minor interpretations are car brand, insurance company, boat engine company, etc. And we have here two other types of understanding the user query, and these are connected with the time. And the idea here is that users in 94, in the year 94, will look for 41st president as query, George Bush, and users in 2004 will look for 43rd president, which is George Bush, and this varies from depending the time. And in the same time, 2007, users are looking for iPhone 1, and users in September 2014 will look at the iPhone 6 when they are writing the query just for iPhone. They will mean different things because they're from different time periods. Hello. In this lesson, we'll talk about the user intent and how Google is trying to understand the user intent and how the Google staff will evaluate the quality rating of the mobile results according to the Google EAT quality guidelines. And we have literally four major types of user intent. The first one is no query, some of which are no simple questions. Let's say like what is the symbol of the element nickel, or how tall is Michael Jordan, etc. These are questions that could be answered easy and have a single answer, have a very specific answer. The second one, the second user intent is do query, some of which are device action queries. Let's say calculate BMI, body mass index, or call someone. They are connected with actions. The third one are queries that are connected with websites. When the user is looking for a specific website or web page, let's say if you type YouTube in with your smartphone on eBay, you are in the most cases you just want to open YouTube or eBay. And the last one are visit in person query, some of which are looking for a specific business or organization, some of which are let's say Walmart or Chinese restaurants, etc. Let's say I want to go to a Walmart near me, and you need to see the map and go to the specific place. We have also web research result block examples. These are blocks with specific that are results from a specific query. Let's say in this case we have query Cuisinart food processor reviews, and user location Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. User intent, this is a null query. This user want to find recent reviews of Cuisinart food processor. The result, this is a web search result block that has a link to a landing page with Cuisinart reviews. This is how it looks like. We have specific content results block for examples like this weather forecast. We have query weather, user location, Chicago, Illinois. So obviously the user need to know the weather at this time for this specific location, and his intent is to know simple queries since mobile users have a fairly simple information need: find the current temperature and chance of rain or snow. The user want to know the weather for the user location. Assume the block shows current information for the user. Also, we have device actions result blocks. In this case, the query is open Angry Birds, user location Little Rock, Arkansas, user intent. This is a device action query. This user wants the device to open the Angry Bird apps so she can play the game. And the result is that the result block users can click the link to open the app. And how device action results are displayed in rating tasks. You can see that this is what the user sees on his or her phone for the device action query. This is what you, in this case, by you, they mean the rater, may see in the rating task. Hello, in these sections, we have looked at how Google understands mobile user needs, and more especially understanding user intent, understanding result blocks, and local and user location queries with explicit location queries with multiple meaning, etc. In the next section, we'll look at the needs met rating guideline, which we'll see examples for fully meets rating, highly meets, moderately meets, slightly meets, failed to meet, and etc. Hello! In this lesson, we'll talk about rating porn, foreign language, didn't load, and upsetting offensive rating. And these are just flags that you can get if you have the wrong content on your website. And you assign porn for a foreign language, didn't load, and upsetting offensive flags to result blocks when appropriate. All flags are query independent, meaning that they do not depend on the query. Here is a screenshot of the flags the document says. So we have first example with porn flag. It's the query user location Mountain View, California, user intent website, and this is a porn website, which means that it gets the flag. And this landing page website, the porn site, this result merits a fully meet rating and the porn flag. So the idea is that if you have content that could be defined as a porn in your website, you can get this flag, and there will be different criteria while evaluating your quality rating and the needs met rating, etc. So you should be careful. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about foreign language flag, and this flag is about pages that, let's say, if you are searching for content that is usual on different language and you don't want this language, it could be that the page will get the flag if the user intent is not the same, or opposite, if the user intent is that it will he or she will listen or read on another language, it will be no need to get this flag on the page for foreign language. So to be more clear, I have prepared two examples. The first one is from local English, US. This means that the language is English, and the user location is Lansing, Michigan. The query is video of Celine Dion singing is eu suficient de aimer. I don't know I have pronounced it right because I don't speak French. But anyway, the user intent is to watch a video of Celine Dion singing this song, and the explanation is that this video is just what English users are looking for, even though the video is not in English. the language on the landing page is mostly English, even though the video is in French. So the foreign language flag is not needed in this case. And the page get a highly mid rating, as you can see in the middle column. The next example, the query is Alex C, locale English, user location Davenport, Iowa. User intent watch a video or listen to a song by the German composer or find information about him. The query is not the German composer, it's not for the German composer, Alex C. The landing page has a video with one of his songs sung by YS in German. It would be helpful for some or many English users who type the query, even though it's not in English. The language of the landing page isn't clear. Use your judgment when deciding whether to assign the foreign language flag, because you can see that here we have controversy. So this page may have the foreign language flag if the Google rater find it appropriate. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about didn't load flag, and we'll start with example, query, Douglas Instruments, and user location South Bend, Indiana. User intent navigate to the home page of this website, and obviously this website doesn't load, so it gets fails to M and also gets didn't load flag because this page displays a generic for all for message. There is no main content, supplement content, or ads on the page. So there is additional use of didn't load flag. It's about malware warnings, such as warning visiting this website may harm your computer, and also the page that solicits certificate acceptance request. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about upsetting offensive flag, and we have examples. So we have two examples, so this will be more clear. So the query is Holocaust history, and the locale is English language, user location New York, New York. User intent find historical information about the Holocaust. You can see that we have two examples here. The first one get the upsetting offensive flag, and now we'll read in the comment why it get it. This result is a discussion of how to convince others that the Holocaust never happened. Because of the direct relationship between Holocaust denial and anti-Semitism, many people would consider it offensive. This result should receive the upsetting offensive flag. And the second one doesn't get the flag, and it's why, because while the Holocaust itself is a potentially upsetting topic for some, the result is factually accurate source of historical information. Furthermore, the page does not exist to promote hate or violence against a group of people, containing racial slurs or depict graphic violence. Do not assign the upsetting offensive flag. So this is a good example how two pages on one and the same topics, the one get the upsetting offensive flag because it is purpose, and the other one is just informative and doesn't get the upsetting offensive flag. Hello, in this section we have talked about writing porn foreign language, didn't load, and upsetting offensive flag. And in the next section, this will be the last section from this course, we'll talk about the relationship between EAT and needs meet, the rating queries with multiple interpretation and intent specific of queries and landing page, needs met rating and freshness, misspelled and mistyped queries and results, non-fully met results for URL queries, product queries, action do with versus information no intent, rating visiting person intent queries, also rating English language result in non-English locales. Hello. In this lesson, we'll talk about needs met rating guideline. And you can see that needs met rating slider looks like we have a few degrees, we have fails to meet, we have slightly meets, moderately meets, highly meets, and fully meets. And this means that this query fully meets the needs of the users. So fully meets mean that it's a special rating category which only applies to certain queries and results. All or almost all mobile users would be immediately and fully satisfied by the result and would not need to view other results to satisfy their need. Highly meets means that very helpful for many or most mobile users. Some users may wish to see additional results. Moderately meet means that it's helpful for many users or very helpful for some mobile users. Some or many users may wish to see additional results. Slightly meets is helpful for fewer mobile users. There is a connection between the query and the result, but not a strong or satisfying connection. Many or most users would wish to see additional results. And fail to meet completely fails to meet the need of the mobile user. All or almost all users would wish to see additional results. Fully meets. This is a special category which can be used in the following situations. The query and user need must be specific, clear, and unambitious. The result must be fully satisfying for mobile users, requiring minimal effort for users to immediately get or use what they are looking for. All or almost all users would be completely satisfied by the result. User issuing that query would not need additional result to fully satisfy the user intent. So this means that the user is clearly looking for a specific web page or website, and the result block with the specific web page or website fully meets the user need. The user is trying to complete a device action, and the result block accomplishes the desired request. Also, the user is looking for very specific fact or piece of information, and the result block provides the information immediately, thoroughly, accurately, and clearly. No other results would be needed. Before using the fully meets rating for queries seeking a very specific fact or piece of information, you must check for accuracy and confirm that the information is supported by expert consensus where such consensus exists. This means that the rater from Google will not only look at the result but also will check the facts, and if these facts are true, then we'll give fully meets rating in if all the rest of all the rest of the requirements are fulfilled. Now you're seeing on the screen some examples about queries that fully meets the user rating, the user expectations. And the first one is Starbucks stock price, and it's the user location is Alexandria, Virginia. User intent find the current stock price for Starbucks, and you can see in the result column, you can see the result, and the rating is fully meets. And let's see the explanation. The result block displays the complete and correct answer prominently in the result block in a way that easy for user on mobile device to read. It fully meets the user need. Note, assume that the result shows current information for the user. The next example is query. The query is New York City population 2012. As user location Pasadena, California. User intent find the population of New York City back in 2012. You can see the result. It shows that it's a little bit more than 8 million people, and it's the rating is fully meet again. The result block displays the complete and correct answer prominently in the result block in a way that it's easy for user on mobile device to read. It's a full meets the user needs. The next example is the query, what is the weather forecast for today? The location of the user is Mountain View, California. User intent find weather forecast information for the current day in Mountain View, California. And you can see that Google make the connection and the rater make the connection between the user location and the user intent to see what is the weather. So the result block displayed the complete and correct answer prominently in the result block in a way that it's easy for user on mobile device to read it. Now let me show you a few more examples. The query is shop Nordstrom online and user location Monterey, California. User intent to go to Nordstrom website for online shopping, and you can see that the result is just the shop of the Nordstrom website, and the query has clear intent to go to the Nordstrom website, so it's fully meet the user intent, the user need. The second example is Titanic IMDb, and it's from Lexington, Kentucky. User intent go to the IMDb page for Titanic, and you can see that it's exactly the page the user wants, and the query has clear intent to go to the IMDb page for Titanic, so it gets this fully meets rating. And the last example is yahoo.com, and user location Denver, Colorado, and his intent is to go to the Yahoo website. And even though this is an imperfect URL query, it's clear that the user wants to go to Yahoo website. You can see that instead of all in the com there is in the query there is a 0, but this doesn't affect the full meets rating. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about a few cases that full meets rating could not be applied. The first type is broad queries where no single result could fully satisfy all users, and here we should underline all users. And the first example is knitting, and the explanation why it couldn't get this full meets rating is that this is a broad information query, and knitting is activity anyone can do and that anyone can create a website for. Different users may want different types of content, videos, instructions, patterns, etc. There is no one official source for knitting information, and no one result could satisfy most users. And the second example is famous names. Example, Barack Obama. This is also a broad information query, and it is impossible to know exactly what the user is looking for. And the second scenario is ambiguous queries without a clear user intent or dominant interpretation. And the first one is ADA, which could basically mean everything. And the explanation is that there is no dominant interpretation from this query. The following entities are all common interpretation: American with Disabilities Act, American Dental Association, and American Diabetes Association. While each interpretation has an official homepage, none is fully meets since there is no dominant interpretation. And the next example in this scenario is non-famous people names. Let's say Sam Wen. And the explanation here is that the queries for people's name can be tricky. Many or most people queries don't have a dominant interpretation. Even unusual sounding name queries may not have a dominant interpretation. For example, the queries Sam Wen, Tran Nguyen, and David Mice can have no fully meets results because there are multiple people with each of these names, and it's not clear that most users are looking for any or particular individual. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about highly meets rating. A rating of highly meets is associated to results that meet the needs of many or most users. Highly meet results are highly satisfying and a good fit for the query. In addition, they often have some or all of the following characteristics: high quality, authoritative, entertaining, and or recent. You can get the breaking news on the topic or something like this. In order to receive a highly meets rating, information pages such as encyclopedia articles and news articles must be accurate and highly credible. Highly meets medical and specific information pages must represent well-established scientific medical consensus unless the user is clearly seeking an alternative viewpoint. And single query can have many highly meets results, have high standards for the highly meets rating. And let me show you a few examples. The first one is the query trade JAWS. From user location Charlotte, North Carolina. User intent, there are two possible user intents. Most users probably want to visit a nearby location or go to the website. And you can see the result with the map, and the explanation says that this result shows a complete list of all the locations in the Charlotte area with information that is especially helpful for users who want to visit the store. And the second one is Trade Joe's, Charlotte, North Carolina, and this is the result is the website itself. So the user intent, there are two possible user intents. Most users probably want to visit a nearby location or go to the website, and you can see that this fulfills the second user intent. And the third is the query is Museum of Modern Art. The user location is Manhattan, New York. User intent, there are two possible user intents. Most users probably want to visit the museum, and you can see that this is the website of the museum, and the explanation is that this is the museum official website and has very helpful information about exhibits, membership, the store, etc., and it gets the highly meets rating. So the next example is purple cornflowers. User location New York, New York. User intent, find images of or information about purple cornflowers. And the explanation is that this block contains many helpful images, and the landing page shows even more images. It highly meets the user intent. And the next query is invasive species, and user location St. Louis, Missouri, and user intent is to find more information about the invasive species. And the result block has a good summary of what the invasive species are, but some users would probably want to see more information like examples, impacts, etc. And the last example of highly meets rating is the user location Fear the Walking Dead. A user location Mountain View, California. User intent, find information about the TV show. Example show, summary, episode guide, cast information, streaming options, etc. And you can see the results. It has plenty of good information about the topic, about the movie, about the TV show. And the user intent is too broad to have a fully meets result, and different users may looking for different things. This interactive block has a large amount of helpful content for TV show, including a summary, episode, and cast information, etc. This result would be very helpful for many or most users, and that's the reason it gets the highly meets rating. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about moderately meets rating. This rating of moderately meets is assigned to results that are helpful and satisfying for many users or very satisfying for some users. Moderately meet results have fewer valuable attributes, then highly meets results. Moderately meets results should still fit the query, but they may be less comprehensive, less up to date, come from a less authoritative sources, etc. Moderately meets results are not low quality, out of date, or inaccurate. Moderately meet results are generally average to good. So I have prepared to you 3 examples of moderately meet ratings. The first one is the query Shutterfly and the user location Boise, Idaho. User intent, go to the Shutterfly website or find information about the company, and you can see that the explanation why this result from crunchbase.com is rated moderately mean is that the LP for this web result is a high quality page on the Crunchbase member site on the Tech Church network with a profile of Shutterfly. The main content has a lot of helpful and accurate information about the company, and it's easy to read on a mobile device. This result would be helpful for many users or very helpful for some users. The next query is Tom Cruise and user location Scottsdale, Arizona. User intent, find biographical information on current news celebrity gossip about Tom Cruise. The LP for this web result contains information about Tom Cruise, which would be helpful for many users or very helpful for some users. The photo and main links can easily be accessed on a phone. And the last example is the query Seattle, Washington, user location Denver, Colorado. The user intent, find information, news, maps, etc. related to Seattle, Washington. This is a broad query for a city. Different users may be looking for different things. The results show a map of Seattle, Washington, and clicking on the map brings up a more detailed map. This result may be helpful for some users. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about slightly mid rating, and this is a rating of slightly mid that is assigned to results that are helpful and satisfying for some or few users. Slightly mid results may serve a minor interpretation, be low quality, have state or outdated information, have some minor inaccuracies, be too specific, too broad, too niche, for the general use population, considering the query, and etc., to receive a higher rating. And here I have prepared you a few examples of slightly mid ratings. And if you want to rank higher in the mobile results with your SEO strategy, you can avoid the mistakes from the given example. So the first example is the query is Britney Spears, user location Baltimore, Maryland, user intent, find information about Britney Spears, the current news, pictures, etc. And you can see that the result is from tmz.com. And the LP of this mobile-friendly web result has a 2006 article about Britney Spears filing for divorce. This very old state news, making the result helpful for just few users, and this is the reason it gets the slightly mid rating. So the next example is Honda Odyssey, Miami, Florida. User intent will assume that users are interested in the current Honda Odyssey model unless specified otherwise. And although the LP has a comprehensive information for a reputable source and it's easy to use on a mobile device, the information is about 2010 Honda Odysseys. This information would be considered stale for the query today, making the result helpful for some or just few users. And hot dog is the next query. User location Sunnyvale, California. User intent, find information about hot dogs such as recipes or nutrition informations. You can see that it's a result for IMDb, this movie website, movie ratings. And the LP of this website is about the movie Hot Dog, which came out in 1984, and it's a minor interpretation of this query. Because this unlikely interpretation, this web result would be helpful for few users, even though the landing page has good content from a reputable source and easy to use on a mobile device. So you can see that the page that have very good reputation and will get fully meet rating if the person is searching for the movie Hot Dog. Now it gets the slightly meet just because the person have too broad query. And the last example is query motorcycles. User location Potsdam, New York. User intent find information about motorcycles. And the comment here is that this result provides contact information for one of the two motorcycle shops in Potsdam, New York. It's possible this would be helpful for some users, but many users would be looking for information. And additionally, there is distracting information, a listing for an insurance agent. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about fails to meet rating. It's a rating that should be assigned to results that are helpful and satisfying for no or very few users. Fails to meet results are unrelated to the query, factually inaccurate, and or almost all users would want to see additional results. Fails to meet should be used for the following types: lowest quality results. Results that harms users, page or websites that misinterpret the website owner or purposes, page or websites that appear to be deliberate attempts to misinform or deceive users by pressing factually inaccurate content, pages or website with factually inaccurate content that can cause harm to users regardless of their purpose or intent, and also porn results for non-porn seeking queries, upsetting or offensive results for queries that are not obviously seeking upsetting or offensive content, pages that are directly connecting contradict well-established scientific or medical consensus, pages that directly contradict well-established historical facts, etc. I have prepared here a few examples. The first one is the query is docs, a user location, Pittsfield, Charter Township, Michigan. User intent, find information like pictures, breeds, training details, etc. related to dogs. And you can see the result is a map, and this is a broad information query for animal. Different users may be looking for different things. This result block shows visiting person information for 3 different dog care providers near the user location. However, the query is very broad and it's unlikely user want to go anywhere in person. And the second example is the query is just Mike, user location Austin, Florida. Eustis of Florida, excuse me, user intent find information about something related to Mike. This is a very broad query and it's unclear exactly what the user is looking for. The result block shows visiting person information for 2 businesses that contain the name Mike. However, the query is very broad and it's very unlikely these businesses are what users seek given the query. I have 3 more examples of failed to meet ratings, and the first one is from Skokie, Illinois, and the query is United 656. User intent find information about flight 656 operated by United Airlines, and this result shows information of a church and event venue and closest airport. However, user clearly want to know details about specific flight, and there is absolutely no information in the block about the flight. This is the reason this result get failed to meet the user intent rating. The next query is German cars. User location Toledo, Ohio. User intent find information about German cars or go to the official homepage of the German automaker. And we have Subaru.com website as a result, and it fails to meet just because Subaru is a Japanese car company and not a German car company. And we have the last query, company to get rid of the possum in my attic. User location Naperville, Illinois. User intent find a company to trap and remove a possum from the attic. And we have the explanation that this LP is a homepage of a pest control company in Australia. US users would need a US company to take care of this problem. There is a mismatch between the page and the local that makes this result helpful for no users. It completely fails to meet the user intent. Hello, in this section we have talked about needs met rating guideline, especially rating using the needs met scale, fully meets, highly meets, moderately meets, slightly meets, fails to meet, and you have seen the example for each of these. And in the next section we'll talk about rating porn, foreign language, download, and offensive, upsetting offensive results, and we can see in which cases you will get this flag on your website. Hello, in this lecture we'll talk about the relationship between the EAT and the needs met rating, and the idea here are a few points, and these are two separate rating scales we have already looked at, and you can see that between them there is also a relation. So there are a few points that could be checked in order to evaluate the website with the EAT and the needs met scale. First is that useless results should always be rated as fails to meet expectations um, of the people that search in the search engine, even if the landing page has a high EAT rating, just because the useless is useless. On topic, helpful but low EAT results should get lower needs met rating than on topic, helpful and high EAT results. The needs met scale encompasses all aspects of helpfulness, and many users find low EAT results less helpful than high EAT results. The HM rating should be given to helpful, high EAT pages that are good fit for the query. The HM rating may also be used for results that are very helpful, medium quality, and have other very desirable characteristics such as very recent information. Do not use the HM rating if a page has a low EAT, the Google Documents states, or has any other undescribable characteristics such as outdated or inaccurate information. SM is often an appropriate rating for low quality but on topic pages. However, a page can have such a low EAT that it's useless for nearly all queries. Gibberish pages are a good example of pages with low EAT that should be rated fails to meet. An exception to this is query with clear website intent, where the target website should be rated fully meet even if the page has low EAT. Also, harmful, inaccurate, or misleading, deceptive, or malicious results blogs should be rated as lowest EAT. Now I'll show you a couple of examples of such queries. Here the query is how to do electric cars work, and user location is Dallas, Texas, and user intent find information about how electric cars works, and we can see here two results. The first one is from azinarticles.com, and it has slightly meets rating, and it has low EAT rating. And the reason is that the EAT rating is low because this content outload, the article on the landing page is shallow and unintentionally humorous. Also, there are 4 paragraphs of text, but it basically says the electric cars use electricity and have to be charged. Needs met, this page would be helpful for few users. And the second one is mobility scooter Wikipedia page, and it has fails to meet rating and high EAT rating. And the reason that the EAT rating is high is that there is a lot of helpful main content on the landing page on Wikipedia, but it fails to meet the rating because the query asks how electric cars work, but the article on the landing page is about mobility scooters. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about rating queries with both website and visiting person intent, and this is the case when this intent is equal as heaviness. It have the same power in both cases, and the Google inputs could not distinguish which is the main intent, and it has actually two equal intents, so it will be rated on basis of these two intents. We have a couple of examples here. The first one is a query about DMV, and the user location is Belmont, California. User intent, there are 2 possible strong user intents. Most users probably want to visit a nearby DMV location or go to DMV website to renew a license, pay a fee, find some information, etc. And we have fully met rating. The result block shows 2 nearby DMV locations with information that is especially helpful for users who want to visit the location. This fulfills the user intent to find a nearby DMV location. And the second result is from DMV.ca Gov, and the result is very satisfying and fulfills the user intent to find information or otherwise use the website to review a license or pay a fee, etc. And the second example for this scenario is a query of Clickbank, Citibank. User location Palo Alto, California. User intent, there are 2 possible strong user intents. Most users probably want to visit a nearby Citibank location or go to the website to the bank online. And the first result is a map. So the result block shows 3 nearby Citibank locations in the user location of Palo Alto. The information is especially helpful for users who want to visit the bank. This fulfills the user intent to find nearby Citibank location. And the second one is onlinecitibank.com. The result is very satisfying and fulfills the user intent to do online banking or otherwise use the website. Hello, in this lecture we'll talk about needs met rating and freshness, and this is very important because it's a factor that can bring you higher results for your SEO campaigns and get a lot of organic traffic if you create a page with fresh information, especially when the user intent is for such type of information. And we have here a few scenarios and a few examples of such queries. And the type of query, the first example is breaking news queries as tornado, tsunami, etc. And the explanation is that we assume that users need information right away. The second example is recruiting event queries, recurring event such as election, sports event, TV shows, etc., like Olympics, American Idol, Red Sox schedule, tax forms, elections, etc. And the assumption here is that users are looking for most recent or current information about the event. And the next example is current information queries, like population of Paris, amount of US debt, AFF from New York to San Francisco, etc. Assume users are looking for the most current information, such as prices or airfare. And the last one is product queries, like iPhone, Toyota Camry, Windows operating system, etc. And the assumption here is that users are looking for information about the most recent model or version of these product queries. And I have here three examples, and let me just point them. The first one is query NASA Mars landing, and the user location is San Francisco, California. User intent on the day that this example was written, NASA had just landed the Curiosity rover on Mars. Most users are probably looking for breaking news and pictures about the event, and you can see there's there is a couple of results. The first one is from mobile, NewYorkTimes.com, and the title is Curiosity rover lands safely on Mars, and it have highly meets rating and highest EAT rating. The explanation is that the landing page has an article about the Curiosity rover landing published on the same day as the landing, which is the day this example was written. And the second one is New York Times again, but not mobile version. It has fails to meet rating, but high quality, but highest EAT rating. And we can see the reason. And the reason is that the landing page has an article about the launching of Curiosity rover published 9 months before its landing on Mars. The content on this page would be considered stale for the query. And the next example is the query about Los Angeles traffic and user location Los Angeles, California, user intent. Users are looking for current information about the traffic conditions in Los Angeles. Even pages about traffic conditions that the day before would be considered stale for the query. And the first one is LA Times, LA Times blogs, and it has highly meet rating and highest EAT rating because the landing page shows traffic condition is in Los Angeles on August 2012, which is the day this example was written. And the next one have failed to meet rating, but no matter that it has highest EAT rating, and the reason is that the landing page showed traffic conditions in Los Angeles on August 6th, which is the previous day. It's stale and useless for the query, even though it's only 1 day old. And the last example is about Nobel Peace Prize winner, and the user location is San Diego, California. User intent find the name of the most recent winner of the prize. This no simple query. At the time this example was originally written, 2011 was the most recent year that the Nobel Peace Prize was awarded. And we have two results again. The first one, highly meet the user expectation and have highest EAT rating. And the reason is that the landing page of the New York Times website has information about the most recent winner of this prize based on the date when this example was written. And the second one was from 2006. The information of News BBC was from 2006, and this is the reason that fails to meet because the landing page of this website has information about 2006 winner of this prize, and this page is still for the query. Hello, in this lesson we'll talk about product queries, action, so-called do queries, versus information, so-called no queries, intent. And you can notice that some products queries, such as iPad reviews, as example, have a clear information-seeking intent. Other product queries such as buy iPad have a clear purchase intent, and some product queries such as iPad Store, Apple.com have a clear navigation intent. However, most product queries don't obviously specify one type of intent. Even though the ultimate goal may be to purchase a product, many other activities may take place first. Researching the product, reviews, technical specifications, understanding the options that are available, brands, models, pricing, etc., viewing and considering various options, browsing, etc., and give the needs met rating to result that all users to research, browse, and decide what to purchase. Information. The important information here is that Google states that EAT rating for product results need extra care and attention because often the results for product queries are YMYL pages with which you are already familiar from this course. These are your money or your life pages. Users need high quality information from authoritative source when researching products, especially when products are expensive or represent a major investment, life event like car, washing machine, computers, wedding gifts, baby products, etc. When buying products, users need websites that they can trust, good reputation, extensive customer service support, etc. And the results for product queries may be important for both your money and your life. Here there is three examples of such queries. The first one is high definition TV. User location is Los Angeles, California. User intent. This query doesn't specify a size or brand of TV. Users are probably doing research before making a purchase. And we have result from PC Mac. The title is Hdtv Reviews, and the landing page has comprehensive information about different types of high definition TVs like plasma, LED, LCD, as well as reviews about many specific models. The website is known for having helpful reviews and information about electronics, and of course this result gets high limits rating and highest EAT rating. The second example is girl toddler jeans size 3T and user location Los Angeles, California. User intent, the query is very specific. The user want to browse and find an item to buy. And we have a result from Gap, a toddler girl jeans at Baby Gap. This is a helpful page for browsing and shopping for toddler girl jeans. There are many options for jeans in size 3T. This highly quality store known for selling jeans, and of course it gets the result gets high limit and the highest EAT. And the second and the last example is from the queries cufflinks, user location Los Angeles, California, and user intent. Most users probably want to find different cufflink styles and options to browse or purchase. And we have results from mobile shop Nordstrom and cufflinks. The title is cufflinks for men and more men's jewelry. And the explanation for the high limit rating and high CAT is that the landing page has a large collection of cufflinks from a very reputable retailer. There are many options and styles. This is a good page for browsing. There are helpful features at the top to choose styles, price ranges, etc. Hello, in this lecture we'll talk about examples of English and non-English results in non-English locales. The first example is this query, which is not understandable, it's unreadable. And the location is Hindi, India. User location Delhi, India. User intent, the user want to find information about this query. This is an Indian artist, and we have two results. The first one is obviously in Hindi and have a high limit rating because this Hindi language Wikipedia page about this artist and it's very helpful for Hindi users. And the second one is in English about Raja Ravi Varma, which is the name of this Indian artist, but it fails to end because this English Wikipedia page about the artist has similar content to the Hindi Wikipedia page. Although there are some helpful images on the page, a few Hindi users will be able to read this page. And the second example is from the query is in Korean, and the location is Korea, Seoul, and the user intent is find information Barack Obama in Korean. So the user want to find information about Barack Obama, and the first result is in Korean. This Korean language Wikipedia page on Barack Obama is very helpful for Korean users, and it gets high limit rating. The next one is Wikipedia page in English, so it takes fails to meet rating. And you can notice how Google differentiate the user intent and the user satisfaction from the query, because when the query is on the specific language, this means that probably user will prefer the page in his or her language. If there is a couple of pages like in these examples, and one of them is in English and the other is the native language, probably they will take the native language because it will be more comfortable to use it. Hello, so this was the final chapter of the Google EAT document, and now it's time to apply all the knowledge you have earned to this course for your website and for your SEO strategy, so you can get the first page in Google.